How's it going, guys? In this video, we're covering many topics of Fortnite news, including the big upcoming in-game New Year's event, a massive mid-season update with some seriously interesting secrets involved, and even dinosaurs in Fortnite? Before we get started though, hit the like and sub button for me if you don't mind. I've been giving out some gifts lately in the spirit of Christmas to some of my subscribers. If you want to win one in the future, simply tap that sub button and comment down below your epic name. I just uploaded a video over on Facebook Gaming in which we do a little trolling with some fans. You guys know how I am. I love stupid stuff. You should definitely check it out. Regular content coming your way on both YouTube and Facebook. It shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone that Fortnite is having a New Year's event in-game, much like we've had 2 years at least, 3 probably, maybe even 4. We've had this event several times in Fortnite, which involves a disco ball coming from the sky in the minute leading up to the new year, obviously depending on where you live. And I'm pretty sure this event happens very constantly too. I don't think it's a direct time. I think it happens pretty much every hour, at least that's the way I think it did in the past. So you should have no issues or concerns about possibly missing this if it's something you're interested in, but it is pretty cool to see this ongoing tradition continue to be had in Fortnite. I think it's pretty cool and it's an excellent way to ring in the new year. According to many reputable leakers, there is bound to be a major mid-season update coming out later this season. Now, we've discussed this in a previous video, but just to catch you guys up to speed, there are some major strings and indicators in the files suggesting that there will be a big mid-season event. Now, we have some ideas. We don't know for sure exactly what that's going to be, but inside of the game files, the strings relating to this mid-season update say mid-season S19 and Athena mid-season update. Allegedly, this update is going to come with weather, specifically tornadoes, which would be interesting. There's even going to be dinosaurs, according to all these leaks, and of course, we already know that Tilted Towers is in the game, and it's frozen underneath a whole bunch of ice and snow. Maybe it could be one of those things for the mid-season update, a few or all 3, or maybe even more that we're not even thinking about. All 3 of those are really cool. Now, I do want to point out something that may or may not mean anything, but let's just go ahead and mention it anyway. Rewind all the way back to Chapter 1, Season 4. It seems like forever ago, and I'm going to go ahead and stand by Chapter 1, Season 4 being the greatest season of Fortnite ever. That's my opinion, but that's kind of unrelated. If you remember, in that season, near Greasy and Flush Factory, there was a giant dinosaur footprint. Now, of course, there were 100 million theories about this at the time, and you could chalk it up to it being sort of a movie season, movie-themed season, and acting and movie props and that sort of thing. But, you know, I always go back to what Donald Mustard has tweeted and said multiple times, which is that it's all connected. And if that's true, then they must have been thinking about even Chapter 3 way back then in Chapter 1, which I like to point that out, you know, because that was like the first footprint or sign of any sort of dinosaur theory or rumor that would go around, so definitely thought that was worth mentioning. Some of you may have caught this, but it actually looks like there are a ton of secrets hidden around the island underneath the snow and ice. Now, we've already talked about Tilted a little bit, and like, who really knows what their plan is with that, but if they don't end up bringing Tilted into the game after introducing a perfect way to have it melted and then reappear, you know, that would just be like pulling at my heartstrings because I love Tilted. But you can see clearly on this graphic, it says, after most of the snow has thawed, cross the grasslands and discover a previously snowed in secret. That's gotta be Tilted Towers, but at the same time, it's not really a secret because within just a few hours of this chapter and this map being out, people pretty much knew what it was. So I wonder if that's actually what it is, being the obvious surface level answer, or if there is something further in there, or if it's something more than just Tilted coming back. And, you know, even if we do get Tilted back, there's no guarantee that it would be just like we remember it from when it came out in Chapter 1, Season 3. There's so many different versions of Tilted. You know, you've got Neo Tilted, you've got Tilted after it got taken out by that volcano. So really, who's to say what version of Tilted will come back if it does, which honestly, it better at this point. Courtesy of Hypex, today we know that there are 9 different snow melting stages. We're still kind of uncertain, as are the leakers, as to which stage it's actually going to stop at and become the final form, but you can see if it goes to all 9 stages, the last one has a completely thawed out island, at least in terms of snow, so there would be a lot to discover, and there would be a lot, obviously, that could be hiding under there, but at the same time, that's only about half the map that's snowed in, so we'll see what sort of secrets might be under there, if anything else more than just Tilted. Honestly, at this point, it's all just conjecture, it's all just theory talk. I would definitely love to hear what you guys have to think about this. I personally am a big fan of these kind of map changes like we've done before with the snow. Snow has melted on the island before, and then of course in Chapter 2 you have the water themed season in the Fortilla. That was a really fun season to get to watch the water change how the map played throughout the season. I honestly think that season might have been one of the better seasons in Fortnite, at least in Chapter 2 for sure. So I like the way they do these map changes, and it reminds me a lot of the way they used to do things when Fortnite was at its absolute peak. So this is a great thing. I like seeing this, and I like that there are secrets in store, and obviously we've pretty much figured it out already if it does actually turn out to be Tilted Towers and that's it. But even so, I would still be incredibly grateful because I love Tilted. It's undoubtedly, if not the most, one of the most recognizable and iconic POIs within Fortnite as a whole. Now, going back to the snow really quick, it looks like it's going to start melting on January 7th at 9 a.m. UTC. Tilted will apparently appear on stage 6, so we'll have to make it 66% of the way through the melting stages, according to the leakers, before we'll actually get to play a fully available Tilted Towers. I wonder if there might be certain parts of Tilted or certain buildings that you could access. It may be stage 3 or 4 or 5 to get a little bit of a head start. That'll be interesting to keep an eye on for sure. Some of you guys might have noticed in the Winterfest Lodge, there's a present that is frozen, or at least it was completely frozen right away when this whole Winterfest thing started. But now it's starting to thaw out a little bit, and if you didn't know, this is actually going to end up being a skin, Polar Peely. So, banana lovers, rejoice. It looks like you'll be able to claim this gift for yourself on December 28th when it will fully melt and be claimable. That's gotta be one of the best Winterfest presents ever.